Big Hero's House, the sports section. We got a guest today. 2017 Destiny Coach, state champions, 2017 State Coach of the Year, current head coach and dean of students at Carmen High School, Mr. Branden Joseph, aka BJoe. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me, man. Really appreciate it.
Man. I appreciate you coming on. Hey, what was Carmen's record before you got there?
We had won 2 games. I think we 2-16. I was an assistant coach at the time. 2-16.
Wow. What was our record this year?
We ended up going. Of course, we didn't complete. We was 17-6.
17-6, and then the year before that, y'all was what, 18-6?
Yeah, we didn't have a basketball year. And
so that was not the 19-20 season.
Yep. And then we ended up being 18. It was like it was like identical. The crazy thing about it, like 18-6.
Yeah. You got a pretty impressive win-loss record, man. I did some homework, man. I got some notes. In 48-64.
There you go. Yeah,
that's pretty impressive, man. That's
what you're talking about. It, man.
You know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Those that don't, it's very few people that don't know who you are in the city. If they don't, they either don't watch basketball, they've been living under a rock. You know what I'm saying? So everybody wants to know the big reason why y'all got disqualified. But before we get into that, I want to ask you about one other thing, the PATS program.
Okay. You
still running that?
Yeah, we actually looking to do some things. We try to in the past, we've done some things through the middle school, during the middle school season in regards to like giving them innovative and creative programming, prepping them through interview skills and, just collaborating with athletic events so they can be prepared once they get to that high school level to know how to speak, to know how to act and conduct themselves as a student athlete. This year, we took on another role, me and my business partner, shout out to Aaron Smith, but we took on the role as athletic coordinators.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that PATS piece kind of, it didn't fall by the wayside, but we put pause on it because, man, as you'll hear later, the athletic coordinator piece is, we didn't expect that much responsibility, man, coming off a pandemic. It was new systems, it was new protocols, COVID test, man, you name it, it was thrown in our bucket. I mean, we took it like, we took it in the knowledge of a sense of normalcy,
Right.
But we like, man, it was a lot, you know what I'm saying? We're not through with it because we got spring sports right now that we're registering kids for. But yeah, so to answer your question, we still got PATS, we still got the website, and we're going to be doing some things in the spring for PATS for our middle school and high school athletes, for, people who like to do, for those student athletes who like to, don't get that much recognition and want to be able to develop themselves in another lane.
Yeah, and I like the fact that y'all teaching kids how to conduct themselves. It ain't just about the athletic side.
Yeah.
Teaching them how to conduct themselves, how to speak, how to, answer questions. That's dope, man. That's I think that gets overlooked far too often. Being able to conduct yourself off the court. I think we put a little too much effort and influence on what we're doing on the court, not off the court with these kids. So
most definitely,
man, I'm glad y'all doing that. I know we're gonna get right to it, man.
We can, man. Hey, and excuse, it's my kid's birthday weekend. They got, we got family.
Good, bro.
So if you hear some extra things in the background,
yeah,
man.
my son upstairs running around, so you might.
Yeah, don't mind them, man. They good.
Y'all supposed to be playing today. Let's just keep it fun. Y'all supposed to be playing Thomas More today, right?
Yeah. Technically,
in my opinion, I'll say.
Yeah. I think talent-wise, we were talent-wise, we were set up to play against them. Actually, we would have played against them Thursday.
Okay. Because I know they
playing
Brown Deer today.
Yeah. So no, Thomas More actually in Bigfoot today. they're not in they play Bigfoot, but they playing them somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mhm.
They playing Brown Deer High School? Is that who they playing?
No, they actually MAS is playing Howard's Grove at Brown. They're Division 4, and then Thomas More is playing Bigfoot, who's Division 3.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. But yeah, so in essence, y'all supposed to still be playing. If it wasn't for this kid was a 5th-year senior.
Yep, he was a 5th-year. He was a 5th-year senior, coming off a course of COVID year. Yeah, he was a 5th-year senior coming off a COVID year. In terms of being on our roster.
Not a starter. Didn't play significant minutes. The game was already out of hand. Mesmer was getting blowed out.
And yeah, I guess the organization that managed athletics, made a ruling in terms of just the fact that he played.
Right.
Yeah, just the fact that he played. They said that that was reason to forfeit because they got word that it was his 5th year.
Now, I've seen this happen to other schools. This happened to North Division a few years ago when I was over there.
Okay.
Somebody from the opposing school after a blowout called the WIAA directors, whoever that is, and said they had ineligible players playing. So this happens. This ain't you're not the first one.
No,
Right.
not at all.
I think this is a problem though, because you have seniors on your team, correct? That was playing.
Yeah, we had 2 of them. Yeah.
They won't be afforded the opportunity to play for a championship because of one kid playing 1 minute in a blowout.
Yeah.
Man, that sounds very unfair to me.
Yeah, I think it was harsh,
Yeah.
And then the timing of everything, that's my big thing. Like somebody, whoever called it had to know that he had been playing for some significant amount of time. So
right.
The timing of it, where it's, when we had no opportunity to be able to dive in or input or be able to, rectify the situation. We had no time. It was playoff. Yeah. Sorry, I had a call. But once we actually figured it out, it was just the timing was bad. When all boils down to it. And my thing is, it was just, I feel like it was an extremely harsh consequence because it's not only the singers, it's only the team, but it's community, it's families, it's so many individuals that's getting affected by, getting mentally prepared to be able to, support a successful program, and they didn't get that opportunity. So everybody's hearts went out for everybody,
Did your seniors, did they blame you in any way?
I actually, man, shouts out to my team, man. They did a very good job of not pointing the finger. And I think we did a good job of messaging it and taking responsibility for what took place. When I mean we, is me and my partner, as we're the co-athletic coordinators,
Right.
And that's important, man. And I think the most important thing about the situation is us modeling how to take adversity and what to do with it. And and if you're a part of the role, standing there, putting your chest out and say, yeah, this is my fault. You don't go to a peer who had nothing to do with anything, and this is how you model adversity. It's very unfortunate for adults, kids, families, and the village. But hey, this is, it was hard to process, and it was a long time where you feel like, I'm speaking of me, where it's just like this was so real, you just shocked, and you just ended. Like, what could you have done different? You get to self-evaluating yourself, looking in the mirror, analyzing everybody. Man, man, you name it, everything was going through my head. But it's a wake-up call, Harold, at the end of the day, of a bigger picture. First, the bigger picture for a self-analysis standpoint was, especially when you at a certain stratosphere, make sure your T's is crossed and your I's is dotted. Everybody's looking. As you can see in this case, you're first to the last man. You got to make sure that you're clear and you're running a clean quality thing, because things like this can happen. That's from a self-evaluation piece. From a bigger piece, I think it should be some coalitions or some meetings or some actually talks around policies being changed that affect athletes, up under an organization that we play under. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got to think, though, I don't have the statistics, Harold, but you got to think, I know at Carmen, I can't speak for all the public schools, it takes the majority of our seniors, because of AP classes and our rigor, it takes them about 5 years to graduate out of there.
Yeah.
Or 4.5.
Curriculum.
Yeah.
Right.
So are we saying, like, okay, you're done with, are we saying, and okay, let's just go back into the MPS. Well, I shouldn't even say MPS line. No MPS. Let's just go back into your typical city line.
Okay.
When we talk about special education,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure you're very familiar with the rules and protocols of that, how you can go to school till you're 21 and things of that.
If you have an IEP.
There you go.
Yeah.
So now it's like, you got this time, and once your clock is over, you got to look at some supplemental, like, it's just once your clock is over in terms of athletics, now you got to look and figure out some other type of, you can't compete up under, an organization with your peers who you're going with.
The WIAA won't allow that? Is that what it is?
If you've been in school a certain amount of semesters.
Okay.
So they basically saying, but I'm saying back for the students that we serve, a lot of them stay in school a little longer, a large amount of them stay.
Right. Absolutely.
So now we're telling them, like, because your clock is done or you have so many semesters, you can't go and compete and enjoy athletics up under the organization with your peers that you're going to school with.
And you're still a high school student too.
And you're still a high school student, but you just happen to have a disability.
Right.
So
yeah.
That might has to be looked at. That I'm pretty sure that's not happening, or that might not be the case in other parts of Wisconsin. But for here, we have an influence of that happening, and just taking a look at that and getting, the rules and starting to look at, man, just kind of like, this ball ain't gonna roll right for us, because majority of our students, are that actually have IEPs and things of that nature. They're not finishing. They're not finishing in that athletic window, especially if they transfer or they try to, look for different situations in schools that fit them where they can be successful. They still gonna get penalized because of that semesters.
So that rule is disproportionately penalizing our kids in our communities. Absolutely,
Harold. And one of the rules is, if you turn 19 before the following August 1st. So for example, if you play ball this year and this is where we were hit with, and say I turned 19 in June, that's before August 1st of the following semester.
Right.
You're not supposed to be able to play sports.
Man,
you get what I'm saying? Like,
that sounds like it's such a technicality, but that's why y'all not playing right now.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's like they looked at the age, and you turn 19 on the back end. Like, so if you turn 19 before the August 1st deadline on the back end, then you're not eligible. And it's like, it's kind of backwards to me.
It doesn't make any sense to me either.
So you saying, like, if you play winter sports is over. I haven't turned 19 yet, but just because I turned 19 in that calendar year, I'm ineligible? Like, I don't know, man. It just seems like you need a second or third set of eyes on some of the things as far as when it comes to our kids.
I agree. I totally agree. Like I said, and you said it, actually, it's affecting our community more than it is anybody else. I bet you if we looked at the stats in the Black and brown communities in central, in Milwaukee, you know what I'm saying? In the city of Milwaukee, I bet you most most of the IEP cases are us. It ain't gonna be all these outlying cities and towns. It's gonna be more of us, the IEPs. And I can go to a long, draw it out, you know, explanation of why I think that is, but I won't do that right now. I won't do that. I want you to come on again. We'll get into that a little deeper. But yeah, man, it's very unfortunate, man, that and you to me, I don't know exactly what you was doing, but to me, I've coached, you know, y'all was blowing them out. It's time to empty the bench. Let some of the other guys get some time. You know, I don't think it wasn't no malice in what you was doing.
No, and like I said, the parents were really apologetic. I said, don't apologize. The kid, of course, was apologetic. You know, I said, no, it's not your fault. Like, I'm trying to think. I said, the only thing I would have did different was if some, you know, if we were like in the know, with us being first year coordinators, you know, it's a lot of stuff that was fresh to us. And coming off a pandemic, it was kind of a challenge to, you know, be able to count the semesters that, you know, that kids had played or were they were in school. We were just focused on getting kids registered. And lastly, to be honest, like, unless you have one of those, and this is no knock on the kid, but unless, you know, you're top 3, top 4, you're in a rotation, then it's like, you know, we know we got to have our T's crossed, I's dotted with them. But come on,
absolutely,
you know, but yeah, it's eye opening, man. I think it's like one of those things where I said, no, apologize. Because I said, if we were to do this again, I'll do it again. The only thing I do different is put the paperwork in. Because I think he deserved the opportunity to play sports with his peers, especially after missing a year.
I agree, man. I agree. Hey, man, you handled it like a champ, though, man. You made no excuses. You know, you put it up on Facebook, everybody ran with it, myself included. We was mad for you.
Yeah.
We was mad for you, and that's just because, you know, you got a lot of us, you know, you got a lot of admiration in the city. You know what I'm saying? You really you do a lot with these kids, man. You turned that program around totally. So, and I wasn't just you and your crew, you know, but
yeah, for sure.
You know, man, that's big, man. That's big. So, man, just keep doing what you've been doing. It was one other thing, man. I want to say, I wasn't gonna bring this up, but I am. MAS. Is that your biggest rival in the city?
Yeah. I think when you look at classifications, you know, they have a lot of good freshmen. We have a few good freshmen. They have good sophomores. We have some good sophomores. They have a junior or two. We got a junior or two. So with us being, you know, we're a non-instrumentality charter, but we play under the public school umbrella, you know.
Right.
And with them being a charter, it's like, you know, we got a good group and a crop of kids, man, that can go. And so when we go head to head, man, it's leave everything on the floor, man. So I'm rooting them on to the cold, man. They play tonight. I plan on going. Coach Keys is a dear friend of mine, man. He was right there when we made our run at Destiny in the stands, you know, root for me. So no, man, I try to keep it within the lines as much as possible. I'm definitely a Milwaukee proud product. I know it's things that, you know, people get, it's Milwaukee, man. So people I think we're a good city. If I could define our city, we're a good city to come up with things out of the air, and then we make it sound so good that, you know, a lot of people, and I'm not knocking my city, but we come up with things out the air when we hug and we want to play telephone, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying literally, but then so it's just like so many conspiracy theories and things of that nature. And we code at that. Like, I think if we can get scholarships for that, man, I think it would be people going to college on a record level rate, man. And so I'm experiencing some of that right now, but here at the end, man, I love, man. And I think to a T, I love my city to a T too much. So if you're a Milwaukee program, like, man, that's seeing you advance and do your thing. You know, I built so many relationships through basketball, and half the people don't know, like, these relationships were the extensions of us playing when we were young. You know what I'm saying? Now we're coaching and mentoring, and fathers, kids know each other.
Absolutely.
Man, each other parties and experiencing monumental, you know, times in people's lives. So Yeah, man. Yes, man. I mean, I want them to do it, but it's a big time rivalry that I don't see going nowhere unless some things change.
And to me, it's great for city basketball, man. It really is. Both programs got some dogs, man, for real. It's like you said. Hopefully, we can see that for seasons to come, for real. Because obviously, Carmen gonna be right there. MAS, they keep recruiting like they've been recruiting. They gonna be right there. Let's try to get some of the politics out the game and just let the kids play.
Let the kids figure it out. Most doubt, no doubt, man.
Absolutely. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. Anytime you want to come on this platform, man, you more than welcome.
Hey, I'm a fan, man. I done watch like 3 or 4 or 5 shows, man, in my downtime, man. You doing your thing, man. So shouts out to you, man. And yeah, I'm more than welcome, man. Whenever I'm free to come on. My
dude, appreciate you, man. That's Branden Joseph. That's head coach for Carmen basketball. This is Big Harold's house. We see you next time. Peace out.
All right.
Hey, yo, 1, 2. Once been a change of plans on management, okay? This property's now occupied by my homie Big Harold.